Picked out some straight edges. Charlie found him a good cool spot to lay in. Well, I had to do a little cleanup, do a little 5S'ing, 6S'ing nowadays, I guess, and get some of this scrap loaded up, get it ready to haul off. To give you an idea how much scrap I got in my old half-ton truck, I got about 2 tons in there. I don't know. These big round iron disc, that was from the first 2 times I melted. I didn't quite melt everything out of there, but now that I got it figured out, that's not a problem. I'm melting every drop of it, but this was from the first 2 attempts, and they probably weigh about, I don't know, they don't weigh that much because they're not really that solid all the way through. Probably 60 pounds, 70 pounds. Well guys, I was having a string of bad luck the other day. I could not find my special slick. This is my special slick. And I hunted all over. I dug through the sand for it, thinking it probably fell off the molding board into the sand. And the last thing I want to do is hit this with my muller. Luckily, it was not in the muller when it was found. My washing machine repairman found it. So this is what we're working on. This is a split pattern. It is a bronze bearing that we're going to be making for Keith Rucker to machine for the Stoker engine. And it's a connecting rod bearing, and he's going to need 2 of these. And we already have the magic bronze that this is for. So all I got to do is get 2 molds rammed up of this, and we're going to put an open riser on this, just because this thing is going to be a pretty massive chunk of bronze, and I really don't want any shrinkage. So I'm going to probably put an open riser with about 1/4 of it hanging over here, and then dress a radius, and we should be fine. These flasks are a little on the big side for what we're doing here, but I don't care. The finished roughness is pretty good. I thought about running some sandpaper in there, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens here. Since I have such a big box, I will go ahead and kind of center this. And I'm going to douse it good with some parting dust, and that's only to create a barrier between any possible moisture that might be on the pattern and the sand, just to avoid sticking to the sand. So I have been pouring like crazy, if you're wondering where I have been with the iron furnace, and I am knocking stuff out left and right, trying to get caught up, because we have been shut down so long piddling with that thing. So I've been pouring a lot of straight edges, trying to get Keith the 18s out, and the first 10 are already sold. So I got a feeling I'll be pouring at least 5 of the 18-inch straight edges every week for a while. I'm not complaining. I mean, we need the money, but man, anytime we start off with a new straight edge with a new size, the orders go crazy. I have welded a handle to the side of it to help stabilize it and hit the hole better. I was making molds with a ridiculously large pouring basin just to make sure I didn't miss. And now I think I can go back to my old size. I believe I'll be able to hit them okay now that I've got the stability of the furnace situated. I hope, anyway. But you'll see that in an upcoming video. We're not going to be firing that one today. It takes a lot of prep work to use that furnace, so once a week is about all I can do. It takes almost an entire day just to prep it. A little more. Keith got invited to Durham, New York to their Makers Fair. I think that's what they call it. I didn't get invited, but he did. I'm excited for him. I like Durham. It's beautiful up there. The people are great. Well, the people that I met, I'm sure they would have invited me. This sand's a little wetter than I would like. And since I'm pouring it tonight, I'm going to go ahead and torch it. I'm going to be meeting Keith in Selma or Montgomery in about a week to bring him this along with all the straight edges I've got cast up so far. Doggone it. Where did I keep putting my stuff? So when I'm ramming up the iron furnace, I do it over here on the other side. And I use some of these tools, my slits and stuff, like this one, when I'm building that up. Now I'm using flask without any registration pins. So that'll work. And we're going to use a I'm going to use this size riser right here. I'm going to go all the way down to that. So I need to measure now before I get started. And it looks like I want to put the edge of that at about 5 9/16. Help me remember that. 5 9/16. Got it. Fun part's gonna be pulling these. So I don't know if you can tell, but I have a new light right overhead. I hope that helps you see what I'm doing better. It definitely helps me. So the other day, Charlie was, and he's usually no problem, but we had, they were cutting hay out in the field, and he started running around barking at the tractors, and I was scared he was going to get hurt, so I had to call his owner to come and get him. I hated I had to do that, but I didn't want the guy to get bailed up. He's part Canadian, I think, so he's not familiar with hay mowers around here. I had to get brake rotors today, and I forgot my wheel, my cart, and I had to walk all the way to the truck with 2 rotors at a time. I had, I usually have a little over 100, but today I only had 89 on that one load. Still got to go back to the other place and get my others. And the new furnace, with all the work I've been doing, I'm consuming a lot more iron than I have in the past. Alright. It was what? 3 inches and 9/16? No, 5 inches and 9/16. And it's not going to hurt to go a little more. So that's going to give me a little bit of an overlap right there. I'm going to go all the way down to the pattern. Feels like I bottomed out there. Now, yep, that works. So now I'm going to put my pouring basin about right here. doing something a little different here. Alright, so I was able to loosen this on up. Looks like it's going to come out. Got a little crumbling at the parting line, but I'm not worried about that. So I can see a little bit of the indentation of my pouring basin. I'm going to just go deep down right there. And I'm putting a radius right there to help the keep the turbulence to a minimum. That ought to work. So that was the drag. Now I'm going to bring the cope over. Now I'm punching through where that riser is, and I'm putting a chamfer on it. So this is ready to assemble. Alright guys, that's it for the first one. I'm going to do the second one basically the same way, and I'll bring you back. Let's start fresh and scrap what I just videoed. I kind of went off the deep end, guys, and I had to regain my composure here. All right, so these are the two bearing bronze molds. And then over here, I have a very late bronze anvil that someone ordered. We didn't have any in stock, and I'm finally getting these to getting these ready to pour, and I think I'm going to scrap at least 2 out of the 5. Well, anyway, my trusty old furnace. I have started reserving this for nothing but bronze, and it failed me. It is not lighting. I don't know what's going on. It worked great the last time I was using it. Now, for some crazy reason, the blasted thing will not light on me. It won't stay lit. And I don't know what's going on. With that said, I'm not going to be showing you a bronze pour on this video, but I did show you iron pour earlier. Yeah, the iron furnace is doing great. And if that's what I was working on, I wouldn't be complaining right now. But it really burns me up that furnace is not running tonight. This bronze job is holding me up on everything else till I get it out of the way. I'm not going to be stepping around it. I'm going to kick the molds and mess them up in between. And when am I supposed to do the melt? I've got to be able to do it right now. Not when I get around to it. But I wanted to get these poured, get them out of my way where I can focus back on cast iron. This isn't the only problem I've been having. If you wonder why I haven't had a video out lately, it's because all broke loose around here. The lawnmower, my freaking Skag lawnmower, I'm about ready to blow it up. That'd make a good video. Yeah, that would make a good video. What would be even cooler, I got some buddies, and you're watching. I know you're watching. How cool would it be to crank that mower up and then hook it to a helicopter and drop that thing? That would get a lot of views. Probably buy me a new lawnmower. But if it didn't, I'm in trouble. Long story short, that thing has been a repeated headache. And on top of my furnace, my wife's car, a stupid little mouse, little bitty mouse, I guess, ate into the wiring on our car. My father-in-law was down for the week, and he worked all week on it. He finally found the problem, and if we had put an OEM part back on it instead of a O'Reilly part, we wouldn't have had to take it on to the shop later for them to do the same thing. But anyway, her car is fixed. Lawnmower isn't. The furnace isn't. Our fridge in the house, it went out 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we were frantically trying. Do you know how much a new fridge is? We got one, and I almost broke my leg trying to get that thing on my truck. And I'm still having trouble with it, but that's another story. Yeah, my leg too. So my furnace, my lawnmower, my leg, the fridge. We got a new fridge. That's fixed. That's resolved. The car is resolved. With all that going on, I just haven't had time to crank out videos. I'm under a lot of pressure. When the money's coming in, it's good. But when I'm doing stuff like this and everything just stops, including the money, it starts stressing me out. So we need to get this going. We need to get this rolling where I can get back to pouring iron. And what I'll do next week, if I have the furnace going by then, I will show you the finished castings. if and there's a good chance I'll have to recast some. The good news, I am getting away from here. I am going as far away as not. I'm going to Connecticut in October, and in New York. I am the middle of October. My wife and I and Dollar are hitting the road, and we're going to see the fall in New England. So I am really looking forward to that. Got to make some money first for the trip, but I am really looking forward to just getting away from this place for a week and a half. I want to go back to Saybrook and stay there and see the scenery around Saybrook. We saw some really cool old stuff in that part of Connecticut, and I want to go back. I also wanted to go up to some areas in New York, along with I want to go right down in New York City. I want to visit P.E. Guerin, and I also want to go see my buddies Henry and Lou, spend some time with them before we head out. I just want to relax and just enjoy the beautiful scenery up there. When Keith and I went up there last year, I made up my mind I'm coming back. So anyway, yeah, it gives me something to look forward to. Even though I didn't get invited to the Makers thing, I'm going up there anyway. I'm going to let you go for now, and I can't promise you anything, but I will try to see you next week if my camera's not broke by then. The lawnmower hanging from a helicopter, free falling, I really like that idea. And drop it from 5,000 feet. All right. Have a good day, and I will talk to you later.
For those who have been asking about the Windy Hill Foundry hats, these are now available on my website, windyhillfoundry.com, under stores, or you can click on the above link. These are on the pricey side, but keep in mind the shipping is included. Have a good day.